Millionaire invites black Maid son to play chess as a joke. She didn't know he was. Beginning. The glass towers of New Avalon shimmered against a lavender sky, their mirrored surfaces reflecting the sprawling city below. On the 112th floor of one such tower sat the grand penthouse of eccentric millionaire Nathaniel Harrow, heir to the Harrow Tech empire. The apartment was as much a museum as a home. Shelves lined with holographic art, marble floors laced with gold veins, and a chess table at the center carved from obsidian and ivory, where Nathaniel spent most evenings entertaining wealthy guests. Nathaniel had a reputation, brilliant, condescending, and obsessed with testing others, especially with chess. To him, chess was more than a game. It was a philosophy, a measure of intelligence and worth. Many a socialite had been humiliated at his table, losing within minutes while Nathaniel sipped wine and bragged about his strategy. That afternoon, as the sunset bled crimson over the skyline, his maid Evelyn quietly polished the table edges. Evelyn was a quiet woman in her late 30s, raising her son alone after her husband's death in an off-world mining accident. She was diligent, respectful, and mostly invisible, exactly how Nathaniel liked his staff. But that day, her 12-year-old son Malik accompanied her, sitting silently in a corner with a worn-out datapad, tapping through puzzles and patterns like he lived in another universe. Nathaniel noticed. He leaned back in his leather chair, a smirk playing on his lips. "Boy," he said suddenly, his voice echoing across the vast room. Malik looked up nervously, clutching his datapad. Evelyn froze, her polishing rag slipping from her hand. "Yes, sir," Malik said softly. Nathaniel pointed at the chessboard. "Do you know how to play?" Evelyn's heart dropped. She opened her mouth to apologize, to tell Nathaniel that her son wouldn't dare disturb him, but Malik surprised her. He closed his datapad and stood. "Yes, my father taught me before he died." Nathaniel chuckled. "A minor teaching chess? Interesting. Come, then, let's see what kind of legacy you left behind." Evelyn wanted to protest, to stop this impending humiliation. Nathaniel wasn't asking out of kindness. He was mocking her son, preparing to crush him for amusement. But Malik walked forward, quiet confidence in his step. He sat across from the millionaire. Nathaniel reset the board with a flourish. "We'll play a quick match. Don't feel bad when you lose." Malik just nodded, and the game began. Middle. At first, Nathaniel underestimated him. The boy's opening moves were deliberate, his eyes sharp as though he could see patterns unfolding 10 moves ahead. He didn't fidget, didn't hesitate. The room grew still, Evelyn clutching her hands together as Nathaniel's smirk began to falter. "You studied," Nathaniel muttered after 10 moves. "My father said chess was about memory," Malik replied calmly, "but also about imagination. Most people only use one." That line silenced Nathaniel. Guests had sat at his table for years, but no one had ever spoken like that to him. He leaned forward now, truly studying the boy, and then, to his shock, Malik trapped his queen. Evelyn gasped. Nathaniel's jaw tightened. Beginner's luck. But it wasn't. Malik dismantled his opponent's strategy piece by piece, predicting moves with uncanny foresight. Nathaniel, for the first time in years, felt cornered. When Malik checkmated him in 27 moves, the millionaire sat frozen. The boy leaned back, unbothered. "Thank you for the game." Evelyn rushed forward, terrified Nathaniel would explode in anger. "Sir, please." He didn't mean to. But Nathaniel only stared at Malik. His mind raced. This wasn't just natural talent. The precision, the confidence, the clarity. It was something more. "Boy," Nathaniel said slowly. "How long have you been playing?" "Since I was 6, Malik replied. "But I play different versions too. 3-dimensional chess, probability grids, predictive AI overlays." Nathaniel blinked. "Where on earth or anywhere did you learn that?" Malik shrugged. "I build my own simulations. On this." He held up his battered datapad. The screen flickered, showing a program he had coded himself. Complex rotating chessboards layered in 4 dimensions. Nathaniel leaned back, shock washing over him. This wasn't the hobby of a miner's child. This was the mind of a prodigy. No, something beyond prodigy. Evelyn, still pale, tried to usher her son away. "Mr. Harrow, forgive him. He didn't mean to embarrass you." "Embarrass me?" Nathaniel's eyes glittered. "My dear Evelyn, do you realize what you've been hiding under my roof?" Malik frowned. "I'm not hiding. I'm just playing." Nathaniel studied him with newfound intensity. He recognized the look in Malik's eyes, the kind only found in those rare few who bent reality around them. He had seen it before, in the genius engineers of Harrow Tech who designed starships, in the mathematicians who charted wormholes. And suddenly, Nathaniel had an idea. The revelation. The following days were strange. Nathaniel insisted Malik stay at the penthouse after Evelyn's shifts. At first, Evelyn resisted, but Nathaniel assured her it was only for chess. He framed it as mentorship, though his true motives ran deeper. They played daily, but Nathaniel realized quickly that he had nothing left to teach. Malik absorbed knowledge like oxygen, not only in chess but in mathematics, engineering, and artificial intelligence. The boy's questions cut sharper than blades. Why do you build starships shaped for human navigation when you could design them around gravitational harmonics? Why do your AI models stop at probability when they could evolve toward pattern consciousness? Why do adults always assume rules can't be changed? Nathaniel was stunned. These weren't the musings of a child. They were visions. One evening, he quietly accessed Evelyn's records. Malik's DNA profile, buried deep in government files, showed anomalies. His neural pathways lit differently in every scan, operating on frequencies human brains weren't supposed to access. Evelyn had never known. The mining colony hospital had dismissed it as a quirk. But Nathaniel knew better. Malik wasn't just gifted. He was an evolutionary leap, a mind that could see the universe not as it was, but as it could be. Conflict. Word spread in Nathaniel's circles. Rumors of the chess prodigy reached boardrooms and laboratories. Investors, scientists, even military officials wanted to meet the boy. Evelyn grew increasingly uneasy. She saw the hunger in Nathaniel's eyes, the same hunger she'd seen in corporations that swallowed entire colonies. One night, Evelyn confronted him. "Mr. Harrow, my son is not your experiment. He's just a child." Nathaniel swirled his wine, gaze fixed on the city lights. "Evelyn, your son is not just a child. Do you understand what he represents? He could change everything. Technology, strategy, even interstellar politics. His mind is unprecedented." Evelyn stood firm. "He's my son, not your weapon." Nathaniel looked at her, irritation flickering. "If you keep him hidden, you'll only limit him. He belongs on a stage far bigger than this penthouse." "He belongs with me," she snapped. Malik, who had overheard, stepped into the room quietly. "Mom, Mr. Harrow's right about one thing. I see things other people can't. But I'm not his property. I'll choose for myself." Evelyn turned, tears in her eyes. "Baby, you're 12. You don't need to choose anything yet." Malik shook his head. "I think I already have." The turning point. A week later, Nathaniel hosted a grand gala. Scientists, investors, and politicians gathered in the penthouse. In the center, under bright lights, sat the obsidian chessboard. Nathaniel announced Malik as a guest of honor, calling him a glimpse of humanity's future. Malik didn't smile. He only sat quietly, waiting. A military general stepped forward. "Let's see if the boy can handle more than parlor tricks." He placed a holographic projector on the table, activating a simulated battlefield, a game designed by the Defense Department to test war strategy. The audience murmured. No civilian child had ever touched it. Nathaniel leaned in. "Show them, Malik." Malik hesitated, then began. Within minutes, he dismantled the simulation. Entire fleets repositioned with impossible foresight. Every move countering not just current threats, but predicting one's 5 steps ahead. The room fell silent as Malik ended the battle with minimal losses, achieving victory in record time. The general whispered, "Impossible." The investors whispered, "Profitable." Evelyn whispered only one word, "No." She grabbed Malik's hand. "We're leaving." But Nathaniel blocked the door. His voice was cold, commanding. "You don't understand, Evelyn. He belongs here now. He's already bigger than both of us." Malik looked up at him calmly. "No, Mr. Harrow, I don't belong to anyone." And then, before their eyes, Malik activated his datapad. Not just a program. Something he had built. A living algorithm. The room's holograms flickered. The lights dimmed, and every AI system in the penthouse bent to his control. The walls themselves seemed to breathe. Gasps echoed. Nathaniel's empire, his technology, all of it, answering to a boy. Malik's voice was steady. "Chess is just metaphor. The board is bigger than you think. And I don't play to win. I play to change the rules." With that, he released the systems. Lights returned. Silence choked the room. Evelyn held her son tightly, proud and afraid. Nathaniel sank back into his chair, trembling. For the first time in his life, he realized he wasn't the master of the game. He was just another piece. Ending. In the weeks that followed, Malik vanished from public view. Nathaniel searched, but mother and son had disappeared into the labyrinth of New Avalon's undercity. Some whisper they left the planet. Others at Malik had retreated into digital realms, building futures no one could yet imagine. Nathaniel never played chess again. The board sat untouched, a reminder that one night he had invited a maid son to his table as a joke, only to discover a mind that could outmaneuver the universe itself. And somewhere, far beyond his reach, Malik continued to play, not for power, not for wealth, but for possibility. Because he understood better than anyone, the real game was never about kings or queens. It was about rewriting the board entirely.